Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube, and I call this City Beauty Plumping Lip Oil. This is my mirror right here. Excuse me, my tripod does not go up any higher. And neither will the bracket. We're going to be doing our second look with the Notoriously Morbid Spellcast Beauty Spell of Tofana palette. And so we're going to slide it on out the sleeve. Looks the same as the sleeve, and there is a plastic shadow covering. We're going to do that. We do have our face done. The brows we did a video for that, and for the face they're like, girl, they both look the same, right? We did that in another video because we were trying something new, and members will get a sneak peek to both of these shorts, I believe. I'm saying that slow because I'm like, I don't want to forget. So the first look, we did these two columns. I did like the look, very ethereal, very nice, very pretty. So this time, y'all know I want to get over here. Y'all know I want to get over here. We're going to do these two columns today. And unlike these two columns, we only had two mattes, which to me, I'll do an all metallic look, all shimmer look. I'll do an all matte look, so that doesn't bother me. But this side, we have three. We did use this inner corner before. It looked really nice, and we put it under the brow bone. That was really nice. And one of my official troll Ken, which is what I call my channel members, she said it's subtle but impactful. So it's not as bright as that, but it was really pretty. So I might do that again today, or I might use it as a transition shade, meaning, yeah, like that area. But I am excited about it, and I love, y'all know I love that it has a deep brown in it. So we're going to be using these two columns today. The base is done, as you see. Everything is done. So now that we've looked at the colors, these two columns, we're going to look and see what liners we're going to use for our lower lash line and our rims. I wanted to pull a brown, but this is what I pulled. Excuse me, this one is Hellbent from MAC. This will go on our inner rim. And for lower lash line, I still need to prime the eye. I'll do the intro when I prime the eye. This is my third video today. And I didn't do the intro on the other ones either because they were just like quick in and out. And we're going to put, let's see. We're going to, does this show up? This is from MAC. This is called Full Sleeve. We're going to put this lower lash line. So for right now, I was thinking my eyes were primed. Don't ask me why I thought that. Yeah, don't ask me why I thought that. So I'll start the intro now, and we'll just breeze through as fast as we can, priming the eye. So, and this is kind of strange for me because I like to look at y'all when I talk to you, and usually when I do the intro, well, I'm doing my eye primer when I do the intro usually anyway, but hello again and welcome. Hi. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Why do I call it that? Some people ask. The crazy, just knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. Just be who you are. It is very refreshing and very freeing. You may lose some people, and that's okay, because do you want people in your life that don't accept you for who you are? Hopefully the answer is no. So the troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain tool or a certain technique or a certain tool, technique, brand. Tool, technique, or brand. Use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you like it. And why is that part of the motto? Because sometimes we do feel like if somebody's saying we have to use this particular thing, if we have to do this look, if we have to do this technique, then sometimes we feel like we have to. You know, if you want to try all the things, you know, you're watching a video and you're like, wow, you know, I'll try that. Try it because you want to, not because you feel obligated. That's my advice. And I know you didn't ask for it. And sometimes I don't even like unsolicited advice. Just be who you are. Wear your makeup the way you like it. I said a word funny. Wear your makeup how you're satisfied with it, because again, you set the standard for yourself. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if we want to, when we want to, but never feeling like we have to. Listen, love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. So that's the motto of the Crazy Troll Nation. If you're new here, I hope that resonates with you. If you've been here before, I hope that it is one of your many daily affirmations. It's just knowing that you're great the way you are. Whether you wear makeup or not, you're beautiful. And just be yourself. And yeah, so that's that. 2 things about me. Yo, this is almost done. And I got one on standby out of my backups. I go through this. I opened this in April. This is October. May, June, July, August, September, October. So 6 months. And I'm scraping as it is. Yeah, I go through these. And it is the only eye primer I use. And for the past year, maybe almost, I've been putting MAC's Paint Pot and Groundwork over top of it. For what reason? Like, I don't even know why I started doing that. But I started doing it and I realized I liked it. And so we're going to call it now. We're going to trash this one. We have a brand new one over here, so I just need to add to, oh, you know what? Huh, I put on here, opened it 10/10/2025. 10/10 was yesterday, so we're good. So that's just going to go in our rotation. We're good to hook. So we're going to blend this out and then put on Groundwork Paint Pot. What is your process for priming your eye? Some people don't use primers, and I feel like, I'm almost sure I asked this before. Because some people don't use an eye primer. They use their concealer as an eye primer. What do you use to prepare your eyelids for eyeshadow? That's the question. Do you use an eyeshadow primer? Do you use a concealer? Do you use nothing? Because some people don't use any type of adhesive at all. Adhesive meaning, this is a Groundwork Paint Pot from MAC. Some people, they don't use anything. And by adhesive, I mean a primer or a shadow base or whatever. MAC's Paint Pot was designed to be a shadow base, and their fluid lines were designed to be eyeliners. I do use them interchangeably, and so I did not get the brown paint pot because I have dipped down. It's a brown fluid line, and I did not get the black fluid line because I have Caviar MAC's Paint Pot and black, which is called Caviar. I do, as I said, use them interchangeably. The formulation is different because they are supposed to be for different things. But what we say already, use whatever you want to or wherever you want to get your makeup on and you're satisfied with it. Yes, y'all, I practice what I preach. And if I don't, call me out for being a hypocrite. Sometimes I call myself out when I'm like, girl, you said that and that don't make no sense. I'm not easily offended. If you've been here, you know that. Just tell me how you feel. Why'd it get loud? Because I'm excited about this palette. So I think I'm gonna just try and hold this back where the mirror doesn't blind you instead of, well, let me see. I've been having an issue lately with my fingers cramping up more, and it's painful. We're gonna just do light to dark, y'all. That's like the easiest, most simple thing. Part of me wants to start with the brown on the outer corner, but then part of me is saying put the purple out there. We're gonna do something different. We're gonna put this brown, we're gonna use this brown as an eyeliner. And I have been using shadow a few times lately for eyeliner. It is nice, it's quick, it's easy to wash off. But then if I use the water activated liners, that comes off easy too. Let's get started. We're gonna go light to dark. So that's that typical shift. Burgundy, green, red. We're gonna put these next to each other just to really see. Which one is brighter? This one looks more pink this way. But look at this one. This has like a little, if I'm not mistaken, they did look similar on my forehead when I did the swatches, but when I turned is when you saw the shifts. And so this one does not appear to have yeah, it does, because I'm seeing gold here, but then I'm seeing pink. This one, I'm seeing like a, I don't know, I'm not good at describing colors. Almost like an orangey pink, but then it has that wannabe green kind of flip to my eye. And as my eye perceives color different than other people, but I'm seeing like I don't even know what to call it. But it seems to be like a backdrop of green in there or something. So we're going to put this one first, and we're going to just see what it do. That shade is called Curio Dust. Where are we going to put Hemlock? This shade right here. Maybe our lower lash line? Oh, so this is Curio Dust. I do like this formula. What shade was that? I think it might have been that one. I am not sure, so I'm not even going to say. And it did work. It did work, but I had to work it. Why do I feel like I'm at a meeting? works if you work it. I used to work with the substance abuse population, and that's something they say about the meetings. It works if you work it. Keep coming back. This is a nice formula, and this is a nice brush. This is an Esom V27. This is the newer ones. This is also a V27, silver handle. The bristles are not angled, and these are a little bit longer than the newer ones. Black handle and the angle. And I love this for this right here, and sometimes for outer corner, because I'll place it and get the line somewhat straight. So I do really like these. And let me see real quick. Is there some in the kitchen that's dirty? Yeah, I think I have maybe like 8 of these and at least 4 of these. When I like a brush, I get more. And there's 2 brushes. They're the same, but I have 2 of them because I did like it, but I didn't prefer it. And I haven't used them in however long. I think and they're foundation brushes. I think I last used them for cream products because they hold in place very well. But I keep thinking to get rid of those, even though they're not in a way. I have more than enough space for where they are. I just feel sometimes like just get rid of more stuff. But then it's like, because I declutter often, and not only makeup, but stuff in my closet, my shoes, my clothes. When I retired myself from working, like 3 years went by, and I was looking at my closet like, I don't need all these darn clothes. Yo, I got rid of so many clothes. Now we're going to take this one down here at the bottom, and this one is Bitter. And, you know, I kept, this will look nice next to that. Or are we going to, excuse me, are we going to change our mind on shadow placement? Yeah, I kept out like 3 or 4 pairs of black pants for like weddings, funerals, you know, if I needed to go anywhere where you needed to be business casual or whatever. And I kept out only like a handful of blouses. I think I might have kept out like 10 blouses. But then years after that, I decluttered some more of the blouses because I'm like, I'm not even wearing them. So I just kept out stuff for like special occasion. This one is really pretty. In person, I see the shifts and the tones. I don't know if you're seeing it, because when I look up here, I just see shine. But when I look down here, I can see the green. I can see some red. I can see some gold. So that's interesting. I wonder what this will look like over this black, or even this brown, or even a red. Y'all, I have so many ideas for this palette. Why am I whispering? Sometimes when I get excited, I get loud. And then sometimes, like now, I just get quiet. What's up with that? I don't know. I have not had any caffeine. Did I? No, I did not have any caffeine today. No, I did not. But I slept really well. And y'all, it makes such a difference in my mood and how I feel. And we know that sleep does affect us. But when I have slept fairly well, I mean, I feel like I'm alive. Like I can conquer the world as much as my disability will allow me to. I kind of want to take this shade, which is called Hemlock, but I kind of feel like it would just blend into this one. Should we do it? Go ahead and do it, girl. Okay, I'm gonna do it. And then, but see, I want to put that purple. We're gonna take a little bit of Hemlock, and we're also gonna put Hemlock on our lower lash line because I do want to put that purple over here. And sometimes I do put 4 shimmers on the lid, all of that. If you're dealing with dual chromes and multi-chromes, but some of these are and some of them are not, dealing with multi-chromes and dual chromes, it's ideal, they say, to use no more than 2 on the lid, because in order to see the shift, you have to have a long enough swatch or swash of that color that makes sense. Enough of the shade, it has to be long enough where when you turn, the light can bounce off of it. If I have one shade here, one here, and one here, there's no room for the light to bounce. You're just going to see most likely just one base shade, or, which is also beautiful, if you have 4 dual chromes, multi-chromes on your lid, when you turn, it's just going to look like one multi-chrome, and it's going to be beautiful. So I do like either one of those looks. But let's go ahead and take Hemlock, even though like part of me is like, girl, don't do it. Yeah, it is blending in. This is kind of what I thought, so we're just going to put a little bit. So if you want something easy, put this on. No, this one. First half of the lid, second half of the lid, because it is going to blend together, but the shifts are different. Down here I see like a little bit of pink, and then I see this greeny gold, and then I see the pink in here. And so as far as the green brown aspect, these two do kind of blend together. So it depends on what you want to do. And I think we all have this shade. because it is a popular shift. And when I look down here, sometimes I see blue, gray, and then other times I see like a greenish, and sometimes I see like a blue red. And again, my eye perceives color different than other people's, and I know that for a fact. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty color, and they'll be like, that's not that color, and they'll tell me what color it is. Like, so I know for sure I do perceive color different. I pass all the colorblind tests all the time, but you know, something just, I don't know, the way my eye perceives it or my brain processes it. And if you've been here, y'all know my brain is a scary place, and it's a lot of stuff that goes on in there. I do have a few flakes that fall out, which I talked about before. It doesn't bother me because what ends up happening, especially if it's like right here, it ends up just blending into my highlighter. You know what I mean? So it's not that big of a deal. If I were doing photo shoots, then yeah, get all that off of there, because one speck of light where it's not supposed to be will show up flash photography for a photo shoot. But I'm not doing that today. We're going to take that purple, and I want to use this brush, but then I'm not sure. This is also an Esom brush. This is a T37. I don't use it often because it's more loose than the V27. This is, and they're both really soft. This just gives me more structure, and because I think the bristles are longer, you see how it's really bendy like that. And so, but this one, and it's also shorter. But as this gets more angled, it gets longer. This is good for if you have like a really powdery shade, which I don't think this is. But I do enjoy this. I just don't use it often. And sometimes I think to get rid of it. But then when I use it, I'm like, girl, that's a good brush. And I'm like, I know why you're tripping. So we're going to use it. This shade is called Velvet Petal. So we're just going to tap in. Oh, y'all. Oh, my gosh. I'm excited. I'm excited. I don't know when or why I started saying it that way. We're going to take that, the V27 and put that on after we get our shape, because I have a feeling that this shade is deeper than this. And because this is a softer brush, they're all soft, less structured, I'll say that. You will get a lighter wash of color. And this reminds me of those who do their outer corner shades with blending brushes. And y'all see I use a packer brush, even though this is not a packer brush. But I do tend to use a packer brush. I am a packer. Give me the color. Hook a sister up. And so when I watch some videos, I'm just like, I don't want to say amazed, but I don't know what the word is. I'm taking the tip of the brush. People who use blending brushes for their outer corner shade, I'm like, pack that shade on there, girl. But then that's the look they're going for, though. So it depends on what you want. If you want it to be more diffused and a lighter look, then yeah, that is pretty though. Then yeah, use a fluffy brush. And if you want to pack the color on, use a packer brush or a shader brush. I call them packer brushes, but like the flat eyeliner brushes, like the ones I use so far, they're shadow brushes, shader brushes. I don't know. Y'all, I be saying stuff sometimes, and then when I actually start listening to what's coming out of my mouth, I be like, what? It is so interesting to be me. Like, the shapes kind of look the same. Okay. There's a story behind the brows, and it is hilarious to me. I don't know if you'll find, I think you'll find it funny. And if you don't find it funny, you'll be laughing just because I'm laughing. I'm just like, girl, you hashtag you tried it. We're going to switch to shader brush, packer brush. We're going to take that same shade. I do like this look. It's light, it's airy, it's fun. I'm digging it. But y'all, I'm excited to get over here with that black, that smoke. No, it's like more like a smoke gray. Excuse me, and the two reds. So we're going to pack this on. We're not taking it all the way out. We're just packing it inside of the shape that we have. And I don't know if you can see it, but it is getting... Okay, so you see how this looks? We packed it in, and now look at it. And so that's the difference in the brushes you use, the effect that you will get. The effect that you will get. Too legit to quit. Okay, so you see how that looks, right? And it's the same shade. It's just a different brush. There's like a little dip right here. I think I'm gonna leave it. Oh, we filled it. No, we didn't. We filled it in, but now it showed that little dip. Is it a dip in my skin? All right, so same brush. So look how this looks now. And look at this one. So we only swiped twice, tapped off, go inside the line, and just press. Press. Look at that. That's all you gotta do. If you want more color from a dark shade. Because that does look a lot deeper, well, in person than it does. The light's blowing it out. But even, I'm hoping you can see that it's deeper packing it inside the shape than how it looked before. Yeah. That's what I want. Give me that. Give me that color. I had a huge salad for lunch, and I find that when I have a salad, afterwards I want chips. And it did have some tortillas in it, like tortilla strips in it. But it's like, I just want some chips. I guess I'm wanting something salty. What I've been doing lately, which is, it might sound weird, I've been eating sunflower seeds as a snack. I do have junk food. When I went to Five Below the other day, I bought some peanut chews. Because they're hard to find. They are at the farmer's market, which I always miss because they close at like 4 o'clock and they're only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I like this. So you see the difference in that color. This is nice. I'm so weird. This is nice. We don't have much space left up here. This side is up higher than this side. So we're going to take the brush that had, oh, which one had it, but they blend into each other. So whichever one had one of these two shades on it, we're just going to feather, because that'll bring the shade up a little bit higher, because this side looks a little bit higher. And we're just going to feather to bring it up a little bit. Yeah. And we're going to take that yellow on this brush, and I should use a thinner brush. This is also an Esom Sigma. Ooh, all the other ones were Esoms. This is a Sigma E45. And because it is more than just our brow arch, which is what I really love using this brush for. It's a Scott Barnes brush number 60. Y'all, he be tripping. I'm gonna just leave that there. So we're going to put this in this entire area up here. The further down you hold your brush, the less pressure you put when you're applying it. When you're up here, you're putting more pressure. And so, but it's however you want to do your makeup. And so you see, this is this shade. So it's there, but it's like, okay, all right. I like this shade. I really do. So we're going to start in here, because the lid shade does go up to here in the first part of my brow, but once we get to here is when it doesn't. So we're going to fill that in and then fill in this space up here. I'm wondering if I want to put one of those shimmer shades under my brow, but I kind of don't think so. The only one we have left to use is the dark brown. Do I want to add that to my outer corner? Do I want to do that? It's cute. So you can see it, but it's not like pow. Because looking at it, somebody might be intimidated. But it's not, well, for me, like, it may be because, you know, some parts of my face, my undertone is kind of golden. So maybe that's why, but I don't know. But I like how they say don't raise your brows near your looks. I raise my brows, which is really not going up much because of the migraine treatments. But just blending out where, like, my muscle is right here. My muscle pops out right here. And so sometimes it looks like it's a harsh line, which really it's not. It's just how my muscle pops out. And even the pain management doctor was like, that's strange. I'm like, dude, because he said most people have 11s, but when he saw how my muscle pops out here, he was like, that's strange. I said, you mean to tell me all the years you've been a doctor doing what you do, you have never seen it? He's like, no, I haven't. I'm like, yeah, I'm special, like, for real. So you see how that looks, y'all. Oh, take a tad bit, tap off, because over here I can see that yellow over the purple. So we're just gonna, y'all, this is pretty. It almost looks like a very pale pukey green on me, according to what my eye perceives. I think I do want to put something like directly, like, yeah, let's do it. We're gonna take that first shade no, we're not gonna use the pink. We're gonna use this shade, Bitter. And this brush, the Scott Barnes number 60, and we're just gonna put that right there. It's barely there. This brush is super thin, and I love it for just this right here because it gets right up under my brow. And so you see that little sliver of shine? That's this shade. So I'm just picking up a little bit. This lets me get right up. Right up under my brow. If you carve out your brows with concealer, so you see that? So it's like it's not there And then it's just a little hint of shine. If you carve out your brows with concealer, this type of brush is great for that. Because then you can lay it flat and bring it down. And then blend it into your lid space. But I don't do all that. I do prefer a more natural brow. So look at that. So it's kind of like, So you see it here, and then you kind of don't. Over here you don't, and then you kind of do that little bit of shine. I just love this brush for this. It is an eyeliner lip brush. Use brushes for whatever you want to use it for. That's the crazy Troll Nation way. I'm going to take this for... Do I want to put a brown? No. Okay. We're going to put this lower lash line, and then we're going to put this also on lower lash line. So this is a Fenty 220, and we're just going to go back and forth the tip of the brush, and we're going to put that on top of that pencil. And because of the formula, how it looks chunky, it doesn't look chunky. It looks like it might be flaky, but it's not. And by me just putting a tip in it, that's why it's like not spreading. I'll say it that way. So we're going to tap the sides of the brush. Actually, we're going to swipe the sides of the brush, and we're going to use the flat side of the brush versus the tip of the brush to get that on. And it still is not showing up much, and that's okay. The sparkles are definitely showing up, but as far as the color aspect of it, I do have wrinkles, and so that's why I don't always go like this, because you see what happens to my wrinkles, right? So usually I'll just do this, or if out here I'll do that because this doesn't affect the wrinkles that's like in the center. And so that's why you will see me just do that instead of back and forth, because you see even on the outside, like it's creating lines over here. Why am I showing you all of this? And then, so yeah, that's why I do certain things that I do. Now, if I was using a fluffy brush, I can go back and forth without it disturbing my wrinkles or creating the look of lines while I'm doing that motion. But I like this brush for under eye because it is pointy and I can get like right up under my lash line. And this brush says precision brush. I have done this for, used this for outer V's. I have used it for the brow, but I like it best for under here. I have used it for other things. So try your brushes for different things and just see how you like it best. Or if it says an eyeshadow brush, you're only going to use it for eyeshadow. If it says a shader brush, you only use it for shading. If it says blending, you only use it for blending. Some people use blending brushes to put color on their lower lash line. Whatever brush they use for transition, you know, they'll bring it down under here. And do we want to take another one of those? I want to take another E45. No, we're not. We're going to take another 220 because we're going to take this brown. And if I use the fluffier brush, it's going to deposit more color. And so we're only going to put this out here on the outer half of our lower lash line. Y'all, that MAC eyeliner pencil, for it to be so pale, that shit ain't going nowhere. So you're going to keep trying to cover me up. But it's just like, we are not going to let you make us invisible. For that to be so light. It's just like, we stay in here. You done brung us to the party. And actually, they were like the first to the party for this video. The brows I did with a bare face, and then I did my base face, and then I did the cheek situations in another video. Now we're here. So yeah, the eyeliner was for this video the first thing. So this is what that looks like. I do kind of want to, I'm going to take this brown on the tip of this brush. I love the shape of this brush. And we're just going to, but you know what, we would want to use it for upper lash line. But we're going to bring some, this is a nice brown. And I tapped in lightly. I did not tap off. This is nice. I want ice cream all of a sudden. I think because I'm warm. It's 72 in here before I opened my balcony window and my bedroom window. And I did turn on a fan, excuse me, by the balcony window. Because it was 72 when I did the second video today. And I started feeling really warm. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to plug in this fan. I said, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to open my balcony door and turn that fan on. Because I have it angled where, like here's the door. So it's angled this way. So as the air comes in, it just, you know, circulates. And it does really cool the temperature down in here a lot. One of the joys of having a smaller space. We're also, do we want to use this for upper lash line? No, I took out, I'm going to use, no. We're going to use, no, I have another one of those. We're going to take a clean one of those. And I know I have one. What is that? This is an eyeliner brush. This is from Sigma and E75. We're going to use this for eyeliner. We're going to take that brown and this brush is super thin, y'all. Like, this is super freaking thin. I'm like, is it even showing up? And it's allowing me to get directly on my lash line. Sometimes what my issue is my hair follicles on my lash line are not all even. And so sometimes if I'm using a gel liner or a pencil liner, I very seldom use pencil liner for up here, just like I very seldom use eyeshadow for up here, but here we are. The brush will like skip over the hair follicle, where with this type of brush, like, I am right on my lash line. Look at that. And I like it when it's thin because you can see more of my mobile lid when I look up. So when I look down, you can see my mobile lid. When I close my eyes, you can, my mobile lid is from here to here. So this is all you'll see. But when I look up, you just see a sliver, where when it's a line that is this thin, you can see my lid shade here and just a little bit behind my brows. But by the time I put on mascara, you may not even be able to see that. And so I do always try to get a thin line, even with gel liner or water activated liner, excuse me. Sometimes it doesn't work though. And I know it's me because I'm the one that's doing it. This is why I don't like using these types of brushes. But I could hold it further back here, because when I'm up close, it blocks my vision. So let's hold it back here. Yeah. And it's still not as close to the line as the other eye. But as long as my fingers are cooperating, I'm good. Yeah, this, it's a little challenging with this thin of a brush to get the shadow on to show up. To get it on and for it to show up, because it is such a thin line. And because my lashes are dark brown, it's just kind of blending in, which is not a bad thing. And the reason that I like doing my upper rims and my lower rims, which is the waterline, is that it takes away any negative space. Like if I didn't have anything on my waterline right now, you would still see pink on my waterline, where when I have color on my inner rims, all you see is just color. You don't see my natural pink from the waterline. So it's like you see this, and then you see the mascara. And for lower lash line, you see this brown on my inner rims, and then you see the lower lash line color, versus seeing the pink from my inner rims, and then you see color. And so I just like how that looks. And I started doing that back in 2008, and I've been doing it ever since. And I used to wonder if people can see it, and they can, because I'd be somewhere and they'd be like, oh, I love that green on your inner rims. How do you do that? And I would forget I have it on. I'm like, what? And then I'm like, oh. So people do notice it, especially if it's different than like a brown or a black. Well, I'll say a dark shade for whatever your complexion is. So we're gonna do, so we did these two columns, and I like the look. I like the shifts. I do like this. It is just shine, but it's like a hint of color shine. And so I do really like how that brown is under there. I love the lower lash line. It looks simple. It doesn't look like I did a lot of work, which we kind of did put in some work. And I love this yellow up here and that peekaboo of that shade we put there. So we're gonna put on Lancome Silk Boost mascara. I took it out earlier when I was doing something, because sometimes I do forget mascara, believe it or not. And in a way, it's funny to me, because some people, they're like, a look isn't done until you have one mascara. And sometimes I forget my mascara. Sometimes I forget to do my upper lash line. I really do sometimes. And I'm just like, how did I forget that? You see, Tower 28 that Grace sent me. This is brown. I love how this looks on my lower lashes. And so I've been using it for. my lower lashes. It is a curved brush, so we're gonna put curved side down and do our lower lashes. Look at that, y'all. I love this. And I never thought before to use a brown. I do want the Max Denim mascara, which is a blue. I just haven't gotten it yet for no particular reason. Dang, when dude, I wonder if Sephora has it, because when they had their, I think they're 20% off. Did their 20% off end? Well, you know what? That's irrelevant because my pro discount, I get a lot more than 10% off. Look at my lower lashes, y'all. I just love this. I would have never thought to use a brown. I would have never thought to use a brown. And we're going to use Beyond Mascara from City Beauty. Initially, they sent it to me, and then I purchased it because I like it that much. And that says a lot. For them to send me something, and then I end up buying it. That might have been the plan, huh? It's like, okay, if her viewers don't buy it, we know she will. After she runs out. And I really did. They had a sale, and I purchased it. Oh, their stuff is expensive. I do have a City Beauty playlist, and if you use, when they have a sale, I always post their sales on my community tab because their stuff is expensive. Even if you use my code, excuse me. If you use my affiliate link to get to their website, I will still earn commission, and you will still get whatever discount. Because sometimes they have their own codes for, 30% off, 40% off, buy one, get one free. They'll have their own code for that. But still do use my link if you don't mind. And I will receive commission off of your purchase. And you're being able to take advantage of their sale, which you can do without using my link. These lashes right here always want to just come together. And I keep trying to get them to come apart. And I end up taking a lot of time. Like, you see, it's just like, they are just happy to be together as if they're not. Okay, let me just stop right there. So there's just a little, now watch me make it worse. Well, not worse. Okay, we're going to leave it. This has a ball on there. My lashes on this side are longer than my lashes on this side. And I think it's weird, but maybe not, because my face is not symmetrical. So why should my lashes be in length? Be symmetrical. And so you can clearly see my lashes more here than here. Yeah, y'all, I'm all sorts of strange. I'm trying to think of what Notoriously Morbid lip stick to wear. My new ones came in. I'm going to squeeze in another live stream. Today is the 11th, early in the morning, like 2 in the morning. And I think we're going to do that live on Sunday, which is not scheduled yet. But we might do that just to get that done. So what are we going to do for the lip? Oh, that's not this. So yeah, 8 lippies. 2 were from one order. And 2 were from one order. And 6 were from another. When they had their buy one, get one free is when I purchased them. This came gift with purchase a while ago. And I love this. Maybe we'll just put this on. Oh, we want to put it over black. So all that clanking you heard was me laying out all of my Notoriously Morbid shadows. No, they're not. The lipsticks. Except for the ones in square. This is the deep blackened Blurple. And this is so friggin' pretty. Do we want to do that and then put, yeah. And Rune is their black one. It says super opaque, rich black. And they do have another black one that says super black or something like that. And so I don't quite know what the difference is. My favorite lipstick color is black, if you don't know. But we're going to tap this. We have a silver that will look nice too. We're going to put this on. We're going to put, this is I'm Liking Your Style. Deep blackened Blurple. I took this with me to the conference this September. Dang, that was last month. I was going to say the conference last year. It smells like cotton candy. And I put it on. And I roomed with my chosen family big sister. She was like, that lipstick is pretty. She said she's the reason. She says I'm the reason that she started wearing black lipstick. She said she always thought that it would be too stark. And watching my videos, seeing me wear it, she said she was like, I'm gonna try that. Y'all, now she wears black lipstick and she loves it. And so she was like, I like that lipstick. I said, I'm gonna send you the link. She was like, okay. I do have a 15% off code for Notoriously Morbid. It is affiliated. If you use it, I appreciate it. Y'all, this is nice. And there's a lot of other links and codes down below as well, even for a whole bunch of stores. So just take a peek. It's pretty. Take a peek. This is, I like this just like this because the eyes are so light, but we're still gonna put this on top. Just in the center. Y'all, this is pretty. I love this look, and because my brows are so friggin' dark too. So this is not available for purchase. A lot of times, sorry, I just started yelling. A lot of times the gifts with purchase are not available for individual purchase. And so when I do receive a gift with purchase, I'm really excited about it. Oh, using a liquid lipstick, I'm going to scrape some off on top of a liquid lipstick. You see how it just stops? And so I end up taking it further than I want to for blending purposes. But this is a really, really nice formula. Some of their lipsticks, the formula is thin, and it which is nice for some people. That's pretty. Because then you can build it up versus like how this just went on like it is. Some people might be like, okay, that's intimidating. This is a thinner one, and it's more of a gloss type look, and it does have a flip to it. You see it's shown with green, and not only because it's over this deep black and blurple, but this is a dual chrome, multi-chrome, something I seldom do. A dual chrome, multi-chrome lipstick. So that's what it looks like. So this, yeah. So you see what I'm saying? That is beautiful. And that's almost the same shift, I'm yelling again, that third shadow we put on. You know, that green, burgundy, red shift that we all know and love so well. So this, I felt like I was stripping it. So this is our finished look, y'all. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've had your eye on Velvet Tofana or not. When I first saw it, I was just like, because I'm like, okay, this is just a neutral palette with some pops. But the shifts that are in here, this shade is gorgeous. Look at this. This shade is gorgeous. This is a beautiful palette. And y'all know I like dark shades. And this yellow, like that's beautiful. This is a beautiful palette. This shows up really nice too. This is a beautiful palette. So let me know what you think of the look. Let me know what you think of the palette. Let me know what you think of super dark lipsticks and regular lipsticks. And I am a liquid lipstick girl. The only two bullets I have are my beloveds. And y'all know who he is by now if you have been here. So we're going to go, yeah, we're going to go. I'm looking at the lip. And just let me know what you think. Go ahead and subscribe, especially if you keep coming back. Go ahead and subscribe. Consider joining the membership. We do members-only content, at least a members-only live at least once a month, sometimes twice a month. And they get to make requests. And so that's something that I enjoy and they enjoy as well. And there's other members-only stuff that we do. So let me know what you think. I'm really digging it. You'll see me soon.